All right, shalom, shalom. Peace, Israel. It's your brother Yaquab from the Camp Prophets in Babylon Camp down here in Tampa, Florida. I'd like to give our glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Chahakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who do indeed teach and rule well. And peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. In today's lesson, I wanted to touch up on this really quick because I've been seeing, almost every other day, the U.S. dollar is dropping. The U.S. dollar, plunging to a new multi-year low. The dollar is being done away with, man. And if you have a love of money, like these rappers, like these rich elites, these ball players, people who have a love of money, they're money hungry, man. You're about to be in a pitiful situation real soon. All right, and I got this article on Newsbreak, and I got a few of them, really. It says, traders are significantly increasing their bets on more aggressive interest rate cuts by the Federal Reserve this year. This shift in market sentiment follows Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell's testimony, which was widely interpreted as dovish hinting at earlier rate cuts. It says, consequently, the U.S. dollar plunged to a multi-year lows against the euro and sterling. Market data now shows a 23% probability of a July rate cut and a 93% likelihood for a September cut, with traders anticipating 66 basis points of cuts by year end. Additional pressures on the dollar include criticism of Powell by Donald Trump, upcoming trade negotiations, and a pending tax and spending bill. Okay, so the dollar is constantly dropping. Okay, and you have another article that says the U.S. dollar hit another 50-year low. Okay, the lowest has been in 50 years. Okay, so you got a lot of these people about to be in a pitiful situation. All right, for 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 10 says, For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Right. For the love of money is the root of all evil. Because if you love that money, all right, no matter what anyone tells you or what goes on, you're going to do what you got to do to get that money. That's like these Jakes too. And these rappers, how they rap about putting money on people's heads, all right? And Jake could go, bounty hunt and collect that bounty, okay? And that's what's going to also be taking place during Jacob's trouble. See, when the brothers get snatched up, when the prophets get snatched up, you're going to have even members of your own family trying to seek to get that bounty reward, for turning you in, because they love that money. They're going to need it. They're going to be in a pitiful situation, and they're going to do whatever they can to get some money, and if they have to turn you in, they're going to do that. It says, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith. Right, you have a lot of people that fell out because they coveted after that money. They erred from the faith, and they pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Right, you also have the scripture that said riches are not commonly for a niggard. You have a lot of people that get money and they mess themselves up. A lot of people get money and get on drugs and just start doing a whole bunch of madness, okay, and completely flip their life, man. They pierce themselves through with many sorrows. Okay, let's grab some of these too as well, and I got more of this. You have also as well, says the U.S. dollar is experiencing a notable decline, reaching its lowest point since 2021 against the euro and its weakest level since 2015, right? So this dollar is just dropping, man. The dollar really is already worthless, but since people are using that as a means of, trading, buying and selling, it's really the reason the dollar is still relevant to this day, okay? Let's grab this. Matthew 6 and 24. No man can serve two masters, for he will either hate the one and love the other, or he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon. You can't serve the Lord and money. Okay, you can't be all about money, trying to, make it big and try to get millions and millions and millions of dollars, and still try to seek the Lord, man. And you see that Jake could get money, Jake could know the truth, and Jake could get money and then forget about the Lord. So you can't be like that, All right, and that's likened unto a man. It says he will hate the one and love the other. Right, you got a lot of people that that really hate the Lord and they love that money. You know, a lot of people really have a deep and solid grounded love for money. You know, it says, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Right. So you either gonna hold to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, or you gonna hold to that money. You know, a lot of you Jakes in that time of, you know, Jacob's trouble, especially in the hour of temptation, a lot of you Jakes are gonna be tempted because of money. You see, Esau's gonna get a lot of you Jakes with guile. He's gonna say, well, hey, we'll give you this amount of much money a month. You know, we'll pay you this. You'll be able to live here, do this, do that, and they gonna get you Jakes because Jakes want to be comfortable. Jake want to feel like they have some type of stability. You know, well, really comfortable. Like I said, Jake like to be comfy and cozy, and that's how Esau's gonna catch them off guard. He's gonna give you what you desire so much, you know, and that's gonna cause you to lose your soul. That's gonna cause you, you know, to be destroyed, your own downfall. All right, because you're chasing after that you know, what Esau's holding over your head. Let's grab this. Grab this. Revelation. Here's the book of Revelation, chapter 13. We'll start at verse 16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, which is talking about the MOTB, you know, the RFID micro C-hip, which is the MOTB. Okay, and Esau's going to cause everyone to get this, you know, well, except the elect, you know, and the 1/3 of men, women, and children that believe on the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You know, but for the 2/3 and those that have that love of money, this is gonna come upon, you know, the earth to try y'all. You know, to try those that have that love of money, try those that want to still be known here in Babylon, man. It says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had no mark. Right, so you're not gonna be able to buy or sell unless you have this, man. Okay, and that's for a lot of you people need to understand that this dollar is about to crash. It's losing its value, you know. So you're not gonna be able to go to the store and just buy. You're not gonna be able to go to the store and do what you want to do now that you can do so freely. Okay, and that's where he's gonna get a lot of you people. For that love of money, you know, that's really the topic. That love of money is how Esau's going to get a lot of you people with that MOTB as well. Okay, it says save he that had the mark. So unless you have that mark, you're not getting money, man. You're not doing anything. You know, if you're not getting money in this society, you know, you can't survive. So what? Esau's going to have this dollar crash and bring in another means of buying and selling. Hey, well, you put this in you can get it. And for that love of money, people, Jake's gonna be like, man, yeah, I can start making my money back. You know, I just got to get this little implant. You know, not realizing that they destroying their own souls. It says, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. All right, 666 was on the universal barcode, you know. Grab this. It says dollar hits a near 4-year low versus euro. All right, say a whole bunch of articles coming out about it. You have this in Matthew chapter 6 and verse 19. It says, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt. Right. Don't lay up, you know, treasures on this earth. You want to lay up heavenly treasures, man, where nobody can take and steal from you, man, or nobody can, you know, it's not, it can't be corrupted. It says, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, neither where moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Right, and where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Your mind, man, your soul. Okay, you're going to be focused. Okay, see, a lot of these people treasure is on this earth. Their money, their possessions. Okay, but the brothers, the prophets, their mind is on the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. That's where their treasure is. They're worried about salvation. They're not worried about these things that can be corrupted here on this side, man. And that's what's going to be a snare unto everyone that gets caught up, with panicking after the dollar crashes. When you can't go to the ATM and pull out money, man. Okay? Jason, you guys gotta understand what's coming, man. Understand that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is not playing. And it's about to get very detrimental out here. The life as you know it is about to change drastically. It's about to shift. Okay, and if you don't got the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai with you, man, you're going to get caught up in it. You're going to be destroyed. So with that, I'd like to give our glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Chah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone who do indeed teach you well, and peace and salutation to the whole for let's scatter abroad. Till next time, I do say shalom and a Bible ball soon.